everybody, Chris here from Flying Star Astrology, and today we're going to be talking about Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes, so stay tuned. Okay, so I got an email asking, or actually a post below one of my videos, asking if I could take a look at Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes and talk about their flying stars. So Shawn and Camila first met in August of 2019. They were both on a tour with another musician called Austin Mahone, or Austin Mahone. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name, so I'm probably getting it wrong. But anyway, at the time, Shawn, I believe this was Shawn's first tour, and they weren't the main people singing, right? Because they weren't well known at the time. And Camila was with a group called Fifth Harmony. And they were like the people who go on stage before the headliner comes out, right? So at the time, there were apparently a number of people who were on this tour with Austin. And from what I read, I feel bad because Shawn was a teenager at the time, and he said nobody would talk to him except for Camila. Camila was the only person on the entire tour who actually talked to him and acknowledged his presence. So this is when they first met. And at the time, like I said, Camila was with Fifth Harmony, and she is showing on her success direction joy, which means that she was probably having a good time on the tour, joy through her relationships, conflict with men. So this could be that she wasn't getting along with some of the people on the tour. It could be Austin, the head guy. It could have been somebody else. And also shows that mentally she was feeling like she was being dominated by the women around her. So she was in a female group called Fifth Harmony, and you know, when you get women together, especially young women, and they're creative, there's probably going to be conflict about issues like you know, choreography or whose songs are going to be sung, although I'm sure they had a specific list that they were supposed to sing. But it's likely that her experience with Fifth Harmony at this time was you know, weighing on her mentally. That's what it's showing me. For Shawn, he's showing the ability to make a long-term relationship in his career at this time, and that happens to be true, right? He and Camila have known each other since back in 2014. They've been collaborating on different music all these years. So that star shows up there. For his health, it shows a big change in his health. So I'm not sure what happened at that time, but it could be that since it was his first time away on a tour like this, it could be that he just felt drained or tired or things of that nature, since, you know, things like that can make you feel run down, especially if you haven't ever done it before. And then it's showing difficulties and conflict in his relationships. Well, at this time, like I said, he said nobody would talk to him. So that's difficult, right? It's hard to be in a situation when nobody is willing to talk to you. And even if only one person is willing to talk to you, it's still hard. It's still going to be hard for you. And then his wisdom direction shows financial loss through a partnership or contract, which tells me that this tour that he did with Austin was probably not as financially beneficial to him as he was told it would be, or that he was expecting it to be. So moving forward, what I did is I picked out like certain moments in the timeline that were kind of highlights. So the next thing that was kind of a highlight is he and Camila collaborated on a song called I Know What You Did Last Summer, and this came out in November of 2015. Well, at the time, as they were, before they put this song together and they were working on this song, Camila was still with Fifth Harmony, and from what I read, they did not like the fact that she was doing duo with somebody else outside of the group. They didn't like that she was meeting with different music producers to talk about, you know, music and how to make it better and how to do things differently. So, you know, that can be tough, especially when you're an artist. You don't want people telling you what, well, most people don't want people telling them what to do, but especially when you're young. You know, she's a young artist at this time, and she seems very talented, and she's trying to figure out, okay, well, what other options are available to me, right? You don't want to cap yourself off when you're a teenager with your career options. You want to explore the world. So she was exploring, and it was creating conflict, and it shows up in that she had a double loss star on her career at the time that the song was released. So that means that this song would have created a lot of problems for her career with Fifth Harmony, not so much with her career in general, but with this particular group of people. The stars were very good for her health. Her relationships are draining at this time. Well, no kidding, because people are telling you you can't go make music with anybody outside our group. That's going to be draining. Her wisdom direction shows that it was good for travel, but there was also conflict. Again, this conflict is showing up. The female domination here, conflict here, relationships are draining, double loss. So this would have been a difficult time for her with her career and her relationships with the people involved with Fifth Harmony, including the other singers, the producers, things of that nature. For Shawn, it's showing a sudden windfall on his career. So this duo would actually, this song coming out as a duo for him at this time was really good for his career. Not in the best of health at the time, but you know, these people are working 24/7. You know, we see the final product of what they do, but we don't see what they're doing behind the scenes, which is writing, singing, remaking music, editing music, changing music, having interviews, going on TV shows to promote their songs, things of that nature. These people are running full out 24/7, right? Because that's just the nature of this particular industry. So that's not unexpected in a situation like this. Sudden relationship comes up for him, so it could be that he met somebody as a result of doing this song. Could be a new producer, a new manager, other fans coming to his music and really liking it. That's more likely what happened in this particular situation. He gained more fans as a result of doing this duo. And then his wisdom direction shows hard work, fame through partnerships, and just mentally tired, which we kind of already covered over here. So all of this is good for his career. Great for his career, terrible for her career as far as Fifth Harmony goes. And this is where things started to really fall apart for her relationship with them. Not her career, her relationship with them. So, end of 2016, Camila Cabello leaves Fifth Harmony and decides to do her own solo work. Well, just after that, she and Shawn decided that they would do a remake of Ed Sheeran's Kiss Me. And I believe they put this out on YouTube, and it came out in March of 2017. So the stars at the time show that it was not a good time for her career, which makes sense. She's just left this group that she's been with for a while, right? She's starting a new solo career, which she's probably excited about, but it's when you're in that transition period, you kind of feel like everything's falling apart sometimes, especially when you're taking a leap of faith that your solo career is going to be going well. But they had kind of pulled the reins in on Camila at Fifth Harmony and told her that she would not be allowed to write any of the songs, and clearly she's a talented songwriter. So, you know, that among other things would be, you know, the end of the situation for her, which I can't blame her. She did the right thing. Her health direction shows sudden conflict, but her relationship direction shows sudden fame. So leaving Fifth Harmony was actually good for her relationships, and probably was good for her relationship with Shawn as well. Her belief direction shows that a change in her thoughts and beliefs, which could be that at this time she was starting to think differently about her relationship with Shawn, you know, beyond just the music and just doing these duos. At the time for Sean, the stars were great for creativity and writing. He had the double conflict star on his health. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this in this video, but your health, excuse me, it's not just your mental health, your emotional health, and how you're feeling physically, but it's also your sex life. So there could have been sexual tension between them when they were making this song. And when it came out, they're still feeling this sexual tension. His relationship direction shows a long-term relationship is possible. It's going to take a little hard work, but it is possible. And then his wisdom direction is showing that he's thinking about spending money on relationships. So when you're thinking about dating somebody, what are you thinking about? In his case, maybe buying her flowers, taking her to dinner, you know, spending money on her. So he was probably thinking about dating her at this time, and she was probably thinking about dating him at this time. So I would say that 2017 was when all of this energy started to come up for the two of them. All right, fast forward to 2019. They come out with a song called Señorita. At the time, it was released in June of this year, 2019. It's showing men and women arguing on her career, relationship conflict on her health, and then relationships showing sudden health issues and a clash, and her wisdom direction is showing sudden change in how you think about something. So at this time, when you kind of put all of this together, it shows that we're probably not getting along, surprisingly. I know everybody is saying that, and you know, I don't know when they did the video for the music, but at the time the song was released, which was June, she was probably not getting along very well with him. That's just the nature of relationships, right? If you're dating somebody, or even you've been together a long time, think about your family. There are times when you don't get along, right? So that doesn't mean anything bad. It just means at this particular time, she was probably not liking him too much at the time. Or just, you know, like bickering with him, picking on him, things like that. So he was showing female domination on his career, which means that she could have been like telling him, we need to do this, we need to do that, and he was feeling henpecked. Health direction is showing that like a do-over. Part of something is coming to an end, but it's an opportunity to start something new. Relationships shows that at the time, even though he was being dominated, he was experiencing joy in his partnership with her. And then also a change in their relationship. So that could be that, you know, this arguing, showing a change in relationship, or even the way he is thinking about his relationship with her is changing at this time. Fast forward to 2020. So what's possible for 2020? Well, there are a couple of things that are possible. So we're going to start with one of them. Sean has a new beginning star on his success direction, which means he could start something new with his music, like maybe coming up with a new album or going on tour. I'm not exactly sure where he is in his career at the moment, but something new with his work. He's showing the fame star on his health direction, which could indicate feeling passionate about someone. It can also indicate fever, like more prone to fever, that kind of thing. His relationship direction has the long-term relationship star on it, meaning he could connect with somebody for like connect with somebody in a way that lasts for a long time. And then he also has the relationship star on his wisdom direction, meaning he's thinking about relationships. So it's possible he decides to start a new relationship with somebody else that lasts a long time, but I think that something else is going to happen instead, and here's why. Camila is showing hard work in her career. No surprise, she's probably writing music, you know, singing, recording, things like that. She's going to be working hard this year on her career. She's going to have the conflict star on her health direction. So when you think about relationships, if you're working hard and you're busy all the time like these people are, they don't have a 9-to-5 job. They're working 24/7 sometimes. So she's probably feeling conflicted that she can't spend as much time with Sean as she wants to, or she won't be able to because of all the hard work that she's doing with her music. And then it's also showing a sudden change in her relationship. And then her wisdom direction is showing a change in the way she's thinking about something. So it could be the way she's thinking about her career, the way she's thinking about her relationships, the way she's thinking about her health, or all of it. You know, it could be all of it. It could be more of a big picture thing. But anyway, it's all changed. So when I put these all together with each other, what it looks like to me is that Sean wants to take this relationship to the next level, to make it a long-term thing. I don't know if they're living together now, but if they aren't, they will be, or they could very easily be. And if they are already living together, he may decide to propose to her. So whether we'll hear about that or not is going to depend on what her answer is because of the stars sitting on her this year. She's really going to be the driver of this decision. I think he's already thinking that he wants to marry her, and she's going to be the one who makes the final decision. Well, you know, if he asks her, she's going to be the one to make the final decision anyway. But because of the stars, she may feel conflicted about whether this is the right thing to do or not. So if he does propose and she says no, we may not know about it for a while, but of course if she says yes, he does propose and she says yes, we'll know about it right away. So my prediction would be that he's ready to take this relationship to the next level. She's conflicted about it, and it's kind of the ball is going to be in her court this year. So I hope you found that interesting, and we'll obviously have to pay attention and see how this relationship goes for the coming year. If you like these videos and videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and if you click the bell, you'll be notified every time I post a new video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And then if you have any comments or questions, or if there are any people that you want me to look at as far as flying stars go ahead and post it down below, and I'll put together a video for you so you can see how things are working out in their life. If you're interested in your own personal best directions and your power number, which is how I do the flying stars, go to my website, flyingstarastrology.com. And if you click there's an email address, you can put in your email address, I'll send you what your power number is. Or if you scroll down further to the bottom, you can print out a PDF. You don't have to fill anything out, just print out the PDF, and it will show you what your best directions are based upon your birthday. So I hope you like this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.